Welcome, friends. Today we will work on binds during our Vinyasa practice. So it might be good to have a strap with you today. And always blocks are good. Okay, so let's just start in a seat. Eyes are closed. Hands rest on the knees or in your lap. Sits bones heavy. Low back draws in and up. A little lift out of the crown of the head. And set an intention for your practice today. And one word that you can take with you when you leave the studio. So something that will apply to your physical practice, but also your yoga practice off your mat. So just one word: patience, forgiveness, joy, adventure. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take in an inhale. And exhale. Good, and then rest your hands down. Excuse me. And come to tabletop. So you're here in your hands and knees. We'll go ahead and start with some cat-cow. So lifting the tailbone, rounding the spine for your cat. And then just move through your rounds, cat-cow, on your own. Always leading with your breath. Good. Now come back to the neutral spine. Keep your right hand rooted on the ground. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, thread. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread. Okay, now we'll stay here. Hips stacked above the knees. Walk your fingertips forward. And then turn your right armpit down. Breathe. Good. Now slide the right hand back. And take the left hand onto the mat. Switch sides. Right arm reaches up. Inhale. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, thread. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread. Stay here. You can walk your fingertips forward on the left hand and then turn the left armpit down. And breathe. Good, and then slide the left hand back. Right hand back to tabletop. Toes are tucked. And now come to the downward facing dog, or your downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees deeply. Look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Let your torso be like water, like liquid. Your legs are strong. Grab onto opposite elbows, sway a little side to side. Good, and then let the hands fall. Walk your hands up the front side of the body. Come up nice and slow. Grab your strap, or a dog leash would also work. take it wider than your shoulders, and then your wrists are straight, so they're not turning in or out. Inhale, reach your arms up. I'm going to turn my back to you. Exhale, you'll bend the elbows, but only take the hands down like to your mid back. I want you to contract the shoulder blades together toward the spine. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in front. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in front. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the scapula together. Inhale, back up. Exhale, arms in front. Good, one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, arms in front. Good, and then let the strap go. We'll warm up with a few sun salutations, and then we'll get into some sun salutation Bs, and we'll start to add the binds. Settle down into the feet. Be receptive to your practice. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold. Walk your hands forward, big breath in. And then bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, plank, top of a push-up. Knees can always be down. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale to the belly. Keep the scapula squeezing together the whole time. Untuck the toes. Head to arm bones, roll up and back. Scapula down the back toward the waistline. And then come back down. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward, make your way. Top of the mat, fold. Down into the feet. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky, palms touch. We'll go right to the fold. Exhale, press the tops of the thighs back the whole time. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale to the belly or take your push-up. Untuck the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, knees bend, look forward, make your way. Top of the mat, fold. Move down into the feet. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky, palms touch. Let's do one more. Exhale, fold. Start your inhale, walk the hands forward, look up last. Squeeze the scapula together even here. And then exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward, make your way. Top of the mat, fold. Root down to rise all the way up. Inhale. Hands in front of the heart. Exhale. Sun salutation Bs. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold. Bend the knees. Sit back on the heels. Arms reach up, chair. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, walk hands forward, nice long spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, down dog. Right leg lifts up to the sky, big breath in. And then step your foot through your hands, back heel comes down, 45-degree angle on your back foot. Arms reach up, warrior one. Breathe. Bend the front knee, outer right hip shifts back, palms come together, lift up through the sternum. Maybe a little back bend. Hands come all the way back down, lift your back heel, step downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step the foot through the hands, back heel comes down, reach your arms up, big breath in. Outer left hip shifts back. Maybe palms come together. Lift up through the sternum, inhale. Exhale, hands come down, lift back heel, plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale to the belly, stay here. Okay, with your hands on the mat, legs wide, shrug the shoulders up toward the ears, and then lift the shoulders up to the ceiling and draw the scapula down the back. Now keep that, hold it, and interlace the fingers behind the low back. Draw the knuckles together. Elbows can stay bent so that you're continuing to contract the scapula. Take your gaze down, maybe lift the legs. Belly button draws up to the spine, breathe. Good, slowly release down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Tuck toes, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward, make your way. Top of the mat, fold. Okay, and then from here, bend the knees a little bit. Take your hands down on the mat, and then shrug the shoulders again up to the ears. From here, lift the head of the arm bone up to the sky to continue to draw the scapula towards the spine and down, and then take your bind. Interlace the fingers. Elbows can stay bent. Now lift up through the tailbone, straighten the legs. Let your head hang. You can keep pulling back instead of up. We don't need the shoulders up in the ears. Soften the face. Shake your head no. Nod yes. Good. Relax or release the hands down. Chair pose, big breath in. Tadasana, come to standing. Exhale. Arms by the sides. Okay, moving on. Inhale, reach your arms up. I'm going to turn my back to you. Take your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sway your torso to the left, hips go to the right. So start to open up those muscles between the rib cage. That'll help us breathe. Good, come back through center, switch the grip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, over to the right. Hips can go left. Good, come back up. Now, interlace the fingers behind the nape of the neck. Take your elbows forward, lift the shoulders up, and then as you take the elbows wide, slide the scapula down the back. Let the head be in the hands. Nice and heavy, and breathe. Tops of thighs still anchor back. Sacrum down just a touch. Good, now reach your arms up, big breath in, and then exhale, fold. Step your right foot back. Back heel comes down. Reach your arms up. You're in a warrior one. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Draw the knuckles down. Lift the sternum. Big breath in. Exhale, fold inside the front knee. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, bow inside the front leg. Inhale, reach up, keep the elbows bent to contract the scapula. Exhale, fold, stay here. You can always walk the back foot up a little bit and then notice where this left hip is. Is it swinging way out? You want to tuck the sits bone underneath the hip. And breathe. Let your head hang. Let your hands come down to the mat, surround the front foot. Lift your back heel. Keep your right hand rooted down, side plank. So you might take the knee down here. You could have one foot in front of the other, or stack the feet, stack the legs, lift the hips, open the chest. Take your gaze up. And breathe. Good. Now take your left hand down. Optional push-up here. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, make your way. Top of the mat, fold. Left foot steps back, back heel down. Warrior one, rise up. Okay, now let the hands come behind the back. Interlace the hands the unhabitual way. It might feel a little weird. Elbows stay a little bent. Squeeze the scapula together. Bend your front knee. Inhale, lift up with the chest. Exhale, bow inside your front leg. Inhale, lift the torso. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bow. Inside the front knee, stay here. Let the head hang. Look at your back foot. Elbows can stay bent. Keep the shoulders from creeping up toward the ears. Let your hands come down to the mat. Lift your back heel. Step back, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step the foot through the hands. Warrior two, come on up. Now flip the palm on the left hand so it faces up. Inhale, reverse. Take the top elbow, bend it, and the hand can come to the back of the head, back of the neck, or the shoulder blades. And then take the right arm out to the side, flip the thumb down, and you could take a half bind or maybe a full bind here. We do have a strap or a dog leash. Bend the front knee. And then try to keep the legs engaged by acting as if you're crinkling up the sticky mat. Keeping this bind, reverse. So you take that top elbow up, big breath. Now straighten the front leg. Let the strap go of the bottom hand very carefully, and then the top hand. And then just let that strap come down. From here, hands at the hips. Now, little bend in the front knee. Booty goes way back. Hands come down on the mat. Walk your hands over to the front foot. And your left hand comes outside of the left foot. From here, right hand, right hip. Now, zip this left sits bone underneath the hip. And take your right shoulder up to the ear. And then slide the right scapula back toward the spine. Right arm reaches up. You can always have this bottom hand on a block. Flip the palm so the thumb faces away from the face, and then you take a half bind underneath the low back. Now you might take your strap in the right hand. Your left arm, you start to shimmy it underneath the knee pit. And then maybe grab onto the strap from there, or the hands clasp. Keep opening up the right side chest. Breathe. That back foot is down. And then let the strap go. Take Trikonasana from here. So straighten the front leg, and the right arm reaches up. And stretch it out. Press down into the big toe mound of both feet. Try to lift the pinky toe. Notice if this top shoulder is coming up to the ear, just slide it back down. Open the right side chest. Good, both hands come down. Back heel lifts, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Step the foot through the hands. Warrior two. I'm just going to take the strap onto the thigh. Bend the front knee, back leg in the back plane of the body, and then the right sits bone scoops under the hip. Okay, arms out by the sides. Warrior two, gaze forward. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse. Okay, from here, bend the top elbow. Take the hand to the back of the head, neck, or upper back. Left arm reaches long. Flip the thumb down and take another half bind or full bind. This is where I'm going to need the strap. So you start with the strap in the top hand. Breathe. And then lift that elbow all the way up. Reverse this, big side stretch. Straighten the front leg. Let go of that bottom hand and take the strap back down to the mat. Maybe have it handy there. Hands at the hips, little micro bend in the front leg, and then shift the torso forward, bum back. Okay, from here, you start to walk the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Left hand, left hip. Shrug the shoulder up, take it back. Good. And then the left arm reaches up. Maybe grab the strap here. Flip the thumb back and take the half bind. And then you'll sneak your right hand, if you want to try this, inside the front foot and try to shimmy the shoulder underneath the knee pit. From here, you reach the arm back, grab the strap, open the left side chest, reach to the crown of the head, bend the front knee deeper, maybe take the gaze up and breathe. Good, and then let the strap go. From here, straighten the leg. Take the right hand outside the right foot, maybe it's on a block, and then continue to pin the left shoulder blade toward the spine. Reach your left arm up, breathe. Reach through the crown of the head. Pressure down into the big toe mound. Left hand comes way down, back heel lifts, step forward, maybe many steps, all the way to the top of the mat fold. Root down through the feet, inhale, reach all the way up to the sky, palms touch. Hands in front of the heart, exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here, just notice how your body feels. Okay, arms by the sides. Okay, we'll do a little standing balance. So shifting the weight to the left leg, and you might have the strap because we will take a bind here. And you'll step the right foot back, so you're on the ball of the right foot. Now bend the left knee a little bit and shift your torso forward. From here, let the arms dangle. Lift the shoulders up, roll them back, interlace the fingers behind the low back, squeeze your scapula together. And then you slowly shift forward. The goal here is that you're not going to open the right hip and come into a half moon. And keep that right hip closed. Shift forward, straighten the standing leg, and point through the ball of the right foot. Maybe you come to a one-legged squat, bend the standing knee. Keep reaching back through the leg, and then maybe even tip the chin down, lift the back leg higher, breathe. and then come back up. Nice and slow and controlled. If you have a wall, that can be helpful. Shake it out. Okay, weight to the right foot, left leg comes back. Standing on the ball of the back foot. So starting, hands at hips, bend the front knee, shift your torso forward. Keep this outer hip turned down. Let the arms dangle. Shoulders up to the ears, roll the head of the arm bones back, interlace the fingers behind the low back. Squeeze the scapula together. And then very mindfully, without using a bunch of momentum, you're really pressing down into the right foot to straighten the leg, recruit those glutes, lift the left leg, belly button draws to spine, breathe. Reach through the ball of the left foot. Bend the knee deeply on that front knee if you want. Kind of tip the chest forward, lift your back leg. Straighten the standing leg and come back up, release. Woo, okay. Inhale, reach your arms up, big breath in. Palms touch, fold. Walk your hands forward, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank. So we're gonna do a little shoulder stretch before we go in to this final bind. So come down to the belly. Take your left arm out to the side, palm faces down, right hand by the chest. Untuck the toes, left ear down to the mat or a block, and then press down into the right hand. Open up the left shoulder, maybe the right foot taps behind that straight leg. And then option here would be the right arm comes up, flip the thumb back, take a half bind. And breathe. And then slowly roll back to the belly, release that half bind if you have it. Stay here, notice the difference between the sides. Okay, other side, right arm reaches out long, palm faces down. Left hand by the chest, and then you roll to the right ear. Right hip. If your head's hovering up here, you might just take it onto the block if it doesn't feel comfortable onto the mat. Left knee lifts, step the foot back, and breathe. Good, and then slowly roll. Or actually, take that half bind if you want. Left arm reaches up, thumb back, and then wrap the left arm around the low back. Good, then come all the way back down to the belly. Hands underneath the chest and press yourself up. Okay, so definitely have a strap here or a block. And then we're gonna come into full Gomukhasana cow face pose. We didn't do a ton of deep hip opening. I was more focusing on getting the upper body opened up. So you can approach this one of two ways in the lower body. I'm going to show you the first route. The first route would be to take easy seat, Sukhasana. And as long as the knees are kind of below these hips, you're good to go. Pubic bone presses down, and you stay like this until we do the upper body. Or you come to hands and knees. You'll take the left knee by the right and then take the left leg, cross it over the right. And then you walk the shins out. Sit back on your booty. So if your hips can do this and the knees feel okay, you can stay here. If this knee is way up here, consider taking a blanket or a block and sit on it. Give yourself some height here. There's nothing wrong with bringing the floor to you. It just means that you'll likely deepen into the pose. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the block because it feels pretty good. And then you're going to grab the strap. Now I'm going to turn my back to you so you can watch this part. So knees are stacked. And then depending on the flexibility, maybe walk the legs apart a little bit or scooch them a little closer to the body, whatever feels good. Sits bones nice and heavy, pubic bone still presses down, pelvis tilts forward. Okay, from here, you take your right arm out to the side. We'll talk about alignment. Lift the shoulder up, roll the head of the arm bone back. Good. From here, reach your arm up, bend the elbow, take the hand to the upper back or head. Left arm reaches out, flip the thumb down, grab on to the strap. Okay, so you're in Gomukhasana. Now I'm going to turn back to the profile view. And you're just going to work on either shortening the strap up between the hands, or maybe you have the hands clasped and it feels pretty open in the shoulders and the hips, and you're able to lean forward. Sits bones stay rooted down, breathe. Keeping the right elbow pointed up to the sky. You can tuck the chin. And then just a gentle pressure of the back of the head into the arm. Good, and then come back up. Unhook the bottom hand. Let go of the top. And then whatever position you're in with the legs, you'll just shift forward, come to tabletop. Notice the difference between the sides. Take a round cat-cow. Okay, other side. So now you'll come to the cross-legged seat with the left leg in front, or you'll scooch the right knee next to the left. Which one did we do? Oh yeah. So you scooch the left knee over to the right and then shift the hips back. So the left leg should be on top on this one, or whatever side you didn't do. Sits bones nice and heavy, pubic bone down. Okay, so now taking the strap into the left hand, reach the arm out to the side, lift the shoulder up, slide the scapula back. And then reach the arm all the way up, bend the elbow. Take the right arm out to the side, flip the thumb down, and reach for the strap here. Maybe the hands connect, maybe not. And then the left elbow continues to reach up to the sky. Sits bones really heavy, pubic bone presses down, breath. Think of the scapula squeezing together and down the back, just like you've been doing the whole class. Maybe shift forward, maybe not. Relax your face, soften your jaw, and breathe. Good, slowly, slowly come back up. Release the bottom hand and mindfully release the top. Okay, from here, just unwind the legs, take them nice and long. We'll just do a couple poses, kind of feel like we balance out the practice. So come down to your back. Bring your feet down on the mat so the knees stack over the feet. And then walk your fingertips toward the heels. We're setting up for bridge. So you could take two options here. One would be the first. Press down into the heels, lift the hips, interlace the fingers behind the low back. Keep squeezing the scapula together. The chest will lift. Go ahead and lift the chin a little bit away from the chest. If you want to move this into a more restorative pose, you would just bring this block underneath the sacrum. And I'm going to give you one more option. So you might be able to walk your heels even closer toward the glutes and grab onto the ankles with the hands. Then you're lifting up the hips from here. Lift the chin a little bit away from the chest, still pumping the chest up. So it's like you're pulling the heels back. You're continuing to walk the scapula together and you're breathing. Shift some weight to the inner arches. Don't put everything out into the outer edges of the feet. Good, and then let the hands go, whatever variation you took. Remove any prop, bring the hips back down. Draw the knees into the chest. And then little circles. Few in each direction. Good, bring your feet down. Take the block back. Soles of feet together, knees wide, Supta Badakanasana. Just bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Low back is lifted a little bit because we still do want the pubic bone pressing forward, so you have a little bit of space. Close the eyes, relax your jaw. And just let all that hard work settle in. If you want Shavasana, you can go there now. Otherwise, just stay in this hip opening. Come back to the moment. If you're in Shavasana, draw one knee into the chest at a time. And if you're still in your hip opener, you take your hands to the outer knees, draw them in together. Knees come in to the chest. And then just make your way up to a seat, whether you roll off to one side or gently rock and roll up. Eyes remain closed. So sits bones nice and heavy. Take a moment, notice how you feel now compared to when we started. I certainly feel a lot more open in the upper body. We all need that. Bring your intention back to mind. fold the palms together in front of your heart space. So the true practice of yoga happens when we leave the studio, when we leave our mat. So take out your intention, that word, rely on it throughout the day or perhaps the rest of the week. Practice compassion and love and breath. Inhale. Exhale. Namaste.